Hey guys, what we're going to be working on today is creating lightning using Photoshop. You will not be opening up any files. This assignment is strictly creating from scratch. You will find the packets on the front desk closest to the teacher station. On the far left, it's called Step 1, Creating Lightning, if you want to see it as I'm going through each step. So you should have Photoshop open, and what we're going to do is we're going to create a new document. So the way you do that is you go up to File, you go to New, and up here at the top, this is where you name your files. So this is one chance that you could do to go ahead and name it. It automatically saves it as Untitled 1, Untitled 2, etc. But I'm going to put Create Lightning. The size of it, this is very, very important. You need to make sure that you change it from inches into pixels. If you do inches, it's going to do 700 inches, and it will take a very long time. In this case, we're going to have it a 700 pixels by 700 pixel document, so I'm going to change this to 700. Yours will probably automatically be set to 72, but if it's not, go ahead and change it to 72. And I'm also going to change my background contents. Mine set as just transparent. I'm going to change it to white. Yours will probably automatically be set as a default of white since you haven't used Photoshop before. So you probably don't need to worry about the background contents. And then I'm going to click OK. You will not be getting that same error. I'm just happening to get it because I'm using an online version of Photoshop, and it's just telling me about the restrictions with the 3D. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we are going to come down here to the bottom, the far left corner where our color swatches are. And we need to have it as a black and white. So what I'm going to do is if I click this little black and white miniature swatch, that's a automatic reset, and it will change it to black and white. Okay, so just come down here in the bottom left, make sure it's black and white. If it's not, click that little button. Okay, then we're going to come up to the top and we're going to count down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. On the 12th tool, you're going to see a paint bucket. We're going to hold it down and we're going to go to a hidden tool. We're going to go to the gradient tool. So go ahead and click on that. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to come up here to the top. We're going to click on the little option. I'm going to show you one more time. So come up here to the top and actually click on the inside of that. Don't click on the arrow, click on the inside portion. And I'm going to click on this one right here, the foreground to background one. Make sure you're not clicking on the one with the checkered background. Make sure it's actually the black and white. So do not click on the checkered background. We're going to click OK. And then what we're going to do is we're going to draw a gradient. Just draw a line in our on our canvas. And mine is my options have been played with, but yours should automatically be set as a mode of normal, and your opacity should be set at 100. If it's not, or you're having problems with drawing on it, just go ahead and change that back. Again, mode should be normal, your opacity should be 100. And I'm going to try this again and see if I get a better result. Okay. Now this next part is basically up to you. This is your lightning effect, and it just depends on how you do it. Will depend on what your lightning looks like. So I'm going to leave mine like this. So my main lightning effect is going to be over on this side, which is fine. Now I'm going to add a filter. So we're going to go up here to the top. We're going to click on Filter. We're going to go down to Render, and we're going to click on Cloud Difference Clouds. I'll show you that. Again, it's Filter, Render, different clouds. Okay, so now it looks like clouds over here. And if you're following along, we're turning to the next page. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come up to Image. We're going to go down to Adjustments, and then we're going to go to Levels. Again, that's Image, Adjustments, Levels. And we're going to fill in the input levels and then the output levels. So let's go ahead and start. So my very first input level is going to stay at 0. This next one I'm changing to 2.59. The next one I'm changing to 147. And as you're going through, if you actually hit tab, it'll take you to the next one. And then 0, and then 255. So then again, it's 0, 2.59, 147, 0, and 255. You would hit OK. Yours should look similar to mine. It all depends on your gradient tool, will depend on what this looks like and where you put it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to invert this. You can either go Command I, or the long way of doing it is going up to Image, Adjustments, and Invert. Again, either Command I or go up to the top and go to Image, Adjustments, and Invert. Okay, and that just changed the color. Now we are ready to add the color. So we need to create a new layer. And the way you create a new layer is either down here at the bottom in our Layers palette, the far right corner next to the trash can. I can click that, or I can go up here to the top and I can go to Image, New Layer. Okay, you can name your layer, so I'm just going to name this one Color, but you do not have to. I click OK, and now I have my layer here. Now I'm going to click on the foreground again, and I'm going to change it to a blue. So I'm going to click here on the foreground. Pick any color blue that you would like. This is what makes your lightning in the sky more dramatic. So whatever color you would like on that. And I'm going to do blue and white. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw again, do my gradient on there. If you cannot see your original background, you have done this correctly. Okay. So again, if you see a blue and white gradient, you're perfectly fine. Now what we're going to do is we're going to change that. We're going to blend it together. So over here where it says normal in the Layers palette, go all the way to the far right, you're going to see normal. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on overlay. Again, let me show you one more time. Come over here to normal and change it to overlay. And what that does is that is blended everything together. The final thing that we are going to do today is we're going to add some color to this. So we're going to click down here, and I'm going to change it to either a red or a violet color. This is where you add the more dramatic colors on this, okay? So let's go ahead and just pick a color. We're going to click here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come over to our paintbrush. Our paintbrush is located 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 from the top, and click on it. You may have it as a hidden tool, so just make sure you're on the brush tool, not the color replacement tool, the brush tool. Then what you're going to do is you want a soft bristle brush. So I'm going to come up here, I'm going to click on this one, and I want my brush head to be fairly large. So I'm going to click there. The soft bristle brush, how you can tell that it's a soft bristle, is it has kind of like different colors to it, whereas a hard brush is just a solid dot. And then what I do is I just click and I'm going to accent the color of the lightning, okay? And I just go around it. I can increase or decrease my brush size. It's up to you. I'm just going to start over again and just redo this. Okay. If I want to add more of a purple color, click on purple. and highlight that on there. Okay, you can add whatever color you think you need to do to make it look more dramatic. And then what you're going to do is go ahead and save this. So when you're saving it, make sure you're saving it in your document. You're going to go File, Save As. And then what comes up is you're going to have your format's going to be Photoshop, and yours is a little different because this is my personal laptop. You're going to see Where over here, and you're going to change it to Documents. Okay, and then you're going to save it. We already named it. If you did not name it at the beginning, go ahead and change it, and then click Save. And your file will be saved and ready for me to check on Wednesday when I return.